100 years from now, man, someone will check this out.
Does this sound good? Is everything good?
Hello, hello. My name is Kiboko Kamau. I'm a maker and a curator when I'm bred in Nairobi.
Oh, man. Now I'm nervous.
We came to party, you know. When we gonna get it started, you know. Middle of the week was rocky enough. So thank God it's Friday, you know. So put a drink in your cup. Roll a little something like that.
So when I was young as an artist, I didn't know the name of the graffiti writers or the painters in Nairobi. But later on in life, when I went to art school, I discovered like my favorite artists was phenomenal with Austrian. It's called Egon Schiele. So that was then, right? Like because the way he dealt with the human figure is phenomenal. Line work. It was just piece of paper, line on a pinch of color. Fantastic. I'd never seen anything like that. Then again, the internet and books, I discovered this artist called David Cho, who is Korean American. And David Cho is, again, crazy. What connects him to Egon Schiele is the use of hands. You know, I have hand tattoos. I love hands. Hands communicate with hands. Hands are symbolic things. You know, you can pose signs and everything. Now, when you kind of start looking internally because of the internet and exposure and everything, so my shift to my favorite artist, if you ask me my favorite artists now, they're actually local, right? Like Nairobi-based artists. So Beatrice Wanjiku, hands down, nobody paints like Beatrice Wanjiku. Nobody, right? Nobody. Her brush strokes, her palette, her color, her subject matter. For Mogonga, figuratives. He does print work, right? Again, phenomenal use of figure, exaggeration, amazing communication, phenomenal mind as well. That's the older generation. The younger generation, there's a guy called Rasto Cyprian. Oh my God, Rasto paints like a great master, right? And then there's Tabu. Tabu is another phenomenal painter, phenomenal creative. And then, in an interesting way, Tabu and Rasto work on the same studio. And Ogonga Tom and Beatrice now have jazz studios outside of Nairobi. So it's interesting to see the older generation have completely disconnected outside. And then the younger generation have a studio culture or studio seven. So those are my 4 inspirational artists. Beatrice, Ogonga, Tabu, and Rasto. There's a lot, but 4, like in regards to like work I love to own, work I will own, and work I own. Those are my 4 top inspirations. Put yourself out there, especially now there's social media and everything else. Before we used to come find each other in each other's houses and our spaces to create. Whereas now accessibility is very different. People are in different places of the world. It's very rare unless you have a studio now for people to come and look for you physically. But with the digital platforms, I have the scope to be able to put your work out there. Do it for yourself rather than an audience. Either you like-minded people or even criticism is not that great, but criticism is a form of someone engaging with your work and telling you what they think. And that is a success in its own right, because for someone to sit down and spend their time to tell you about what you've done, be it negative or positive, means that they have looked at what you've done and therefore had the time to give feedback. So keep doing it if you're at the starting point. Find community. If you're stuck, put your work out there, put your own feedback, and then make it for yourself, because you're your original audience. I mean, when you're all like this, you have to kind of, and don't be your worst critic. There's enough critics out there. Show your work. Show yourself a little love. There's the bakery, and then there's the magazine offerings. So Paper Cafe Nairobi and the Good Grain work in the same space. But I think what connects them and me choosing this space is the idea of ownership, right? Ownership and home advantage, actually. Those are 2 very important things for me. So Paper Cafe is, they source publications globally. And another good thing about Paper Cafe is they source and sell local fabrications. Good Grain is just, John is an amazing soul, and what he's done, especially not only with the space but with the selection of ingredients, like he kind of pulls in like traditional ingredients. He meshes like international food language with locally sourced materials. Isn't it? Or English don't for me now. Ingredients, right? Donuts, the stereotypical donut is strawberry, right? Or cream, whatever. Right? I don't even eat donuts. John has me eating donuts, right? Infused with flavors from my youth. And then it pulls like ingredients like sorghum and millet, right? Like our indigenous ingredients that we have all but forgotten about. So through the face, he's able to kind of bring that together and then reintroduce it to us who are forgotten, introduce it to those who are not familiar, like to kind of tie everything in. It's the only space in Nairobi where you can physically see my artwork, like on their walls. I didn't even know they had it on their walls until they told me. My work sitting in their space kind of ties in with whatever story they're trying to tell, right? And also for me, it's a good way to be able to introduce the Good Grain to someone who doesn't know it, because I say, if you want to see my work outside of the studio, which I no longer have, you sure to see my work physically in a way that someone has put it in a space that is kind of cohesive or speaks the same language. Come here, grab a donut, get a publication, sit down, and just enjoy like a mini punctuation in crazy Nairobi. I'll give you a bit of context. Memory is important to me, right? What you remember people by. And for me, it's scent, sounds. I'll hear a piece of music and it will take you somewhere. Perfume, a scent will remind me of the space and everything. But what I did from when I was a kid very early on is I associated objects to memory. My dad always had spectacles of glasses. My sister, if I was going to paint, I don't think she would like it, but if I was going to paint a portrait of her, it would have to be like the front two, because she lost one when we were kids. And then that thing came out, it was like this big. My mom was, anytime she would drink tea, she'd always put like lipstick on the bottom lip. So the memory of my mom was seeing lipstick at the bottom of a cup, right? So the last thing I would paint, the last thing I do would be a painting with a cup with that shade of lipstick. That would be the last thing I would paint, because her memory lives in so many things. So I would paint it on that, like the part, probably paint it big, and then the part where the lipstick was, I'd like use that shade of lipstick to paint. That would be the last thing.